Hello, this is GoatJesus, and welcome to AnimuOutsiders, the podcast that takes you back to the pod blast.
I want to shoot you in the face. I genuinely hope you die.
So bad.
It is so bad. Let's just analyse that for a second. So it takes you back to the pod blast, right? Where the fuck is the pod blast, and why do we have to go back to get there? We're a pilot show.
Oh no, don't question it.
Oh no, Doc. We've got to go up enough roads to get to 88 animes per second, or whatever 88 centimeters per second. Because we need to increase the tragedy. So let's just have more trains. Let's just make more animes about people on trains.
That reminds me, actually. Have you guys seen Train Heroes?
No way is that a thing.
That's a thing. It's a CG thing, but it has no animation. It is just still frames for the entirety. Halfway through, the music cuts out.
Oh, that sounds awful.
But anyway, welcome to AnimuOutsiders. Today, HollowOfDawn from Tamarain Productions will not be joining us because he's dead. He's literally dead.
I killed him.
Yeah, he's not actually dead. His internet is kind of completely stupid. Also, his computer broke. But you do have us.
As queer as that is.
It's funny because Misfortune went to him.
But if you're a fan of his, you could hit the like button.
Well, anyway, today we have Mikel from GoatJesus.
Hi. What's up?
Michael is a bitch.
I'm not a bitch. I'm far from being a female dog. I'm a goat. I'm a goat man.
We also have Rob from AniView Reviews.
Yeah, I'm the guy who took over AniView Reviews and everyone hates me for it. I'm also the creator of Hell Plus, which recently became reasonably infamous for being the first program that did the top 5 child deaths in anime. I have a positive outlook on life. I used to work for ONV, and if I could, I would happily strangle most of you listening.
And my name is Darcy from AnimeArchived.
He's shit.
You're shit.
Touche, my friend, touche. No laughing. We're in a duel.
What? Yes, I'm going to duel you.
Duel me so hard.
I thought we were here to talk about anime. Why aren't we talking about anime? We should be talking about anime.
Oh, God.
We do talk about anime. This is an anime podcast.
So, what have you been watching this week or whatever?
I've been watching your mom. Ah, yeah, baby. But in all seriousness, I've been watching a show recently called Akagi. It's kind of like a super dark version of Yugioh or something. Except the protagonist is sort of Johann Liebert from Monster, if that makes sense, which is cool. I mean, it's a cool anime. It kind of drags on the second half, but what can you do? Kaiji's awesome. Watch that. That shit's cool. And people need to shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut up.
Okay. No,
Shut
we're doing
up.
a podcast. It would be unproductive for us to shut up, especially... I think he's gone nuts.
Who's talking?
He's just like, all you people...
Oh, the voices in my head. They don't shut up.
How can they talk and have to shut up about a show I don't even know exists?
I'm just imagining that he's gone completely insane.
You know what? My sisters are absolutely insane, and I have gone completely crazy because they're insanely loud.
Fucking... I don't trust dinosaurs because they were prototype kaiju.
Why would you hate kaiju, dude? It's like what makes Pacific Rim Pacific Rim.
I know, but Mako, she's really hot, and I'm in love with her. And Guillermo del Toro, he's like a big fluffy bear.
You know, some people find Guillermo del Toro to be really good fat material.
Just bears. Hello,
well, that
bear.
too.
Hello, Yogi. Yogi Bear is just the Brazzers to them.
Dude, there are places on the internet.
Oh, fur affinity. Oh, Jesus Christ. So now that you have to scrape those mental images out of your head, I've just been watching Pacific Rim a lot. Today, I randomly bought a DVD and started watching Ghost Hunt, and I'm currently enjoying it because I haven't seen the first episode, but the reason I like it is because if you say Ghost Hunt, like, Ghost Hunt, and then any time they'd say the word ghost...
I've honestly never heard of Ghost Hunt. What's it about?
It's about people who are hunting ghosts.
I've heard it's not that great, but that's just me personally, so...
Don't do this to me. I'm enjoying just shouting Ghost Hunt a lot. And so I want to really like it. So when people are like, oh, name a show you like, I can just be like, Ghost Hunt. But so far, in one episode of 25, so, 4% through, I have enjoyed myself. It's
Well, that's fair enough.
It's fun. It's interesting. and it's called Ghost Hunt.
Ghost time!
Ghost
Ghost
Hunt!
Hunt.
So, by the way, I mean, I'm just curious, what are you guys' favorite animes? Like, ever?
Are we allowed to say Vampainter?
No.
Alright, right. Am I allowed to say Time Reaper then?
No, Darcy. No, we aren't counting those two. Vampainter and Time Reaper are in a class of their own. You can't just say, "Oh, well, those two. These are my favorites." You know.
The problem is that everyone in this podcast has seen Vampainter and Time Reaper. It's a thing you have to do because they are the best shows ever made, and we can't say them because everyone would say them because they're just unanimously that good.
We just have an entire podcast of us just talking about how good they are.
No, we will sometime.
But then we'd have to compare Vampainter to Time Reaper, and I can't do that to myself.
The problem is that they're both equally as good as one another in different ways, which is why they are so good. Vampainter and Time Reaper, they're practically opposites to one another, but at the same time, they're packaged together in this ball of perfection, if that makes sense.
I don't know. I think I might like Vampainter a bit more just because the whole vampire things.
Blasphemer, Rob! Blasphemer!
But that's the thing. The sad thing about them is that nobody has heard of them, and they are so good, but nobody in their existence has ever heard of them.
It's really depressing.
I mean, it's only 15 episodes.
The heart of your lies are fading away.
I love the opening theme of Vampainter though. It's catchy shit, man. It's so catchy. I know it's English, but I really like the opening of Vampainter. It's really catchy.
No Time Reaper, no Vampainter. What are you guys' favorite anime?
Well, there's a whole bunch of anime I could choose, so I can't really choose one, so I'm just going to say one of recent years I liked, which was Steins Gate. Steins Gate is great. You should watch it right now.
Well, everybody's seen Steins Gate. Everyone and their mother.
Have you seen Steins Gate, Michael?
No.
I haven't.
Wow, this is really sad. So everyone and their mother has seen Steins Gate except for Michael and Rob.
Actually, that's what I've been watching. I recently watched the Steins Gate movie, which was, I don't know if you guys have seen it because you haven't seen the series, but the Steins Gate movie is not that great. I'm just saying.
Is it a recap of Steins Gate or a sequel?
No, it's a sequel, but it introduces a whole bunch of plot points, and you just wonder, like, where did these come from?
Right.
Okay, I have a question. Is it a necessary sequel? Are we talking End of Evangelion or Madoka 3 Rebellion?
It's a necessary sequel if you count the OVA. Say, if you got rid of the OVA, then it'd be just fine to end on the series, but the OVA is brilliant, and it makes you want more, and you need more so you can see what happens next.
Okay.
The movie isn't that great. I mean, it's still got like a lot of the funny moments and serious moments, and the characters are still there, but the entire film you just feel like nothing has happened.
Fair enough. My favourite show of all time, Phantom Requiem for the Phantom, actually. That's the one I usually say, just because I have such a love for it. It really meant something to me, and I really loved it. Because my favourite show ever made is different to what I think is the best show ever made. The best show ever made, in my opinion, is Eureka. Yeah, the best show ever made, in my opinion, is Eureka 7. I think that's the best show ever made. But my favourite show ever made is Phantom Requiem for the Phantom. I fell in love with it.
That's kind of like me in like the Haruhi series, because my favourite's the Haruhi series. However, I don't think they're the best, especially with season 2.
In terms of like really recent shows though, the last show that came out that I properly enjoyed, the last two were Akane Hana, The Flowers of Evil, which was my number 2 anime of all time.
Akane Hana is like really controversial for some reason. I don't know why. I mean, it has the art style and all that kind of stuff, but I personally loved it. A lot of people have this idea though that it's like pointlessly depressing and that there's no point to watching it, and I kind of understand where they're coming from, but at the same time I just can't agree with it. I don't think it's pointlessly depressing. The characters definitely don't improve over the course of the series. They kind of get worse. Kasuga is definitely a good example of a character, though, that, I mean, he develops throughout the series, and you can definitely see the progression into his descent, if you can get what I mean.
A lot of people just don't get past it for the animation.
Oh, well, fuck that.
It's an entire world that's meant to feel really depressing, and I think I like that about it. It's
not trying to be nice to the viewer. It's trying. It's the Ava. argument.
Oh boy, someone had to mention Evangelion. Okay, well, Akuno Hana is actually more comparable to something like Texhnolyze than Eva, because even though a lot of people say Eva's super negative and all that kind of stuff, it is about people who are sick overcoming their sicknesses. And rising above that. That's how it ends. The end of Evangelion is an uplifting movie, in my opinion. Everybody gets resolution that makes sense, and is almost, you can interpret it as being positive.
Love me. I hate you, but love me.
It's just, yeah.
Oh, come on, I love Evangelion. Eva was my first mecha anime, and it shouldn't even be counted as a mecha. It's just a character study, really. It's a story about people.
I seem to only like mecha anime that aren't, based around the mecha so much. Like, even Code Geass and Eureka 7, they're not that based around mecha as they are around the characters. It has mechs in it, therefore it is a mecha anime according to everyone on the internet, which I don't know if I agree with them.
In Evangelion, they definitely get inside the robots, and they do fight angels, the monsters from outer space, and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, it's about the characters, it's about the psychology, it's about the perception of philosophy, the philosophy of perception, rather.
Yeah, exactly what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. In the last couple of years, though, the most enjoyable animes for the last couple of years, my second favorite anime of all time became Akuno Hana Flowers of Evil recently. But like last animes I probably enjoyed before that, probably Future Diaries.
I bet you love Sword Art Online,
Oh
don't you?
God.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm gonna say
Best anime ever.
that I
Eureka
completely
Kun.
adore Future Diaries. It's one of our ground rules, though, that me and Michael are not allowed to discuss Future Diaries forever, because our opinions are so opposite on that show. It's the same with the first two Ava movies. We're not allowed to discuss them. And it's one of those things that just, we are totally okay with each other's opinions, but we will still have arguments because we're those kind of people.
Well, I mean, we should discuss the rebuild movies after you've seen the series, like end of Eva.
Yeah. Once I've seen the series, I will. We'll see an evolution of me getting through the series as podcasts go on. But Future Diaries, though, that was like, I'm just now saying things I want people to watch. Watch Future Diaries. It's fun.
No, people, stay away from Mirai Nikki. I advise the opposite.
Michael hates it, but Darcy likes it. 2v1.
No, Darcy doesn't like it.
I half like it. I'm right on the middle. I am right on the fence of that show.
Oh,
Wait,
he's the middle.
wait,
Oh,
you're
shit.
on the fence on Mirai Nikki? Because this is new
No,
to me. This is news.
The thing about Mirai Nikki is, depending on how I watch it, I can either really enjoy it or I can just hate the hell out of it.
Can you agree, though, that from a writing standpoint, it is objectively bad, at least from that standpoint? I know there's no objectivity and whatever, but you know what I mean.
No, it is objectively bad. The thing about it, though, is if you watch it how it doesn't want you to watch it unseriously, because it really wants you to take it seriously.
It really wants you to take it
if
seriously.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
If you don't watch it like that, then you should be fine. It's a good series if you watch it like that, but it's a shit series any other way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure people will enjoy it.
It's got 5-year-olds dying, so people like me love it.
Yeah, but that's supposed to be like major, dramatic moments and all this kind of stuff.
I was laughing my fucking head off.
I mean, if you look at Mirai Nikki as a comedy or like some sort of like, like if you look at it like just a fun show that you don't think about and it's kind of the absurdity of it all will drive you through it and like give you a good time, then sure, I'm not able to take that into account, and so it's just like I watch it and it's painful.
Exactly why I say that I'm on the fence. It's kind of like with me in Attack on Titan. I can't take that show seriously. Spoiler alert.
I really hate Attack on Titan. All right, here we go. What about this, okay? Future Diaries, Another World.
Oh my god, that is the best thing ever.
I love it. I love it.
I just love how the phones tell you the past. Like, how useful for a future phone.
Yeah, the phones are completely fucking useless, but that's why this show is so good.
I literally just started watching that show, so no spoilers or anything, okay?
Oh, no way. What episode are you on?
Episode 1, obviously.
Remember right at the start how the dad dies or whatever? This isn't a spoiler because it's episode 1.
Oh my god, the death animation's awesome, though. Like.
Did you notice how it just says that he died after it's already happened?
After he died. Yeah, he died after. It said he died afterwards, but he'd already said that he saw that thing on this phone.
Yeah.
What are you, masturbating? Jesus Christ, Rob. Future Diary isn't that good.
It's just, I love Another World because it's so dumb, but so likable. I genuinely think that everyone should watch Future Diaries Another World. Got nothing to do with Future Diaries. It's just The Matrix, but it's so fun.
It kind of is The Matrix, actually.
Well, yeah, do you want the red balloon or the blue balloon,
Nah,
Darcy?
daddy, I want the balloon.
This isn't Heavy Rain.
You're racist towards French kids? How dare you?
No, I just hate children. It's funny because I can't stop thinking about their deaths. So, so I just love in Heavy Rain how you get the balloon, right? You grab the balloon for him, and he gives him the balloon. You pay the clown, and then the next second he's somehow out the mall on the other side of the road, runs in front of a car. You dive in front to save him because he's younger and he's more fragile. He dies. You survive, having attempted to save the kid, the world's dumbest kid, and everyone hates you. Everyone hates you because they're like, you're the reason he died. What? You? Not only was he the world's dumbest kid, because somehow he ended up on the other side of the road outside the mall.
That's kind of like Sword Art Online, if you think about it. Everyone blames Kirito for bloody, the guy with the blue hair at the start dying. However, he tried to give him a freaking potion.
Yeah, everybody hates him until he starts getting all the V because Kirito is Jesus Coon.
It's my favorite character in End of Evangelion.
What? Wait. Are you talking about Jesus? Or are you talking about Kirito's semen, which made glopping noises as it flowed endlessly into Shinji's hand?
Look at you. Oh my god. Wait, LCL, the liquid they fill the things up with, right? Is it LCL?
Mm-hmm.
Is that like angel semen or something?
No, close though. It's like it's supposed to represent, like, when the children are in the entry plugs to be like wombs and stuff, and it's like the fluids of the womb, I guess.
I can smell my mum in this machine. Thanks, Shinji. It's good to know that all of this fighting mechs hasn't got to your head. I love sticks. Fucking, I should rewrite this shit. I could do it.
Get the fuck out of the Ava, Anno.
Yo, Anno, get the fuck out of the way. I'm doing this.
By the way, this was really funny. I was actually watching an Ava review, and the guy reviewing it pronounced Hideaki Anno's name incorrectly. He pronounced it Hideki Ono, and I was just like, that's so brilliant!
Oh no, he didn't do that, did he?
Oh no! I know, right?
Oh no, he pronounced it oh no!
I'm not gonna name any names, but it was one of you guys watching.
That is fucking creepy.
We can't put this in the podcast, right? Because...
Yes, we can. We can put whatever the fuck we want. Now, earlier in like a million outtakes, which you won't hear because we delete them because we're stupid, we had a discussion about OSTs, and Vampainter sort of led us on to that because it's got a really good soundtrack. I feel that it would be thematic because we're an anime podcast, apparently. We should probably talk about something anime related. So, because we went from our favorite animes of all time, favorite anime soundtracks, official soundtracks, the OSTs.
Eureka 7 AO.
That's my answer, which you stole because you know it's my answer because you don't listen to OSTs that much.
It's my answer now.
For me, at least, Fooly Cooly. Definitely Fooly Cooly.
It's got a great soundtrack on it.
Ella's Kawaii, 10 out of 10. Fooly Cooly.
Yeah, mine's AO. Eureka 7 AO, let's get this out there. I really
Terrible
hate people
sequel?
who go, oh,
Show's
it ruins Eureka 7. They never go, they don't like go back into the plot of Eureka 7 and kill like Holland.
Even
or
then,
some
it's a
shit,
completely
so-
different series. Just ignore it if that happens.
And there's no point hating on it. It's not the worst show in the world, and the ending actually gives you some of that Eureka 7 love back. It actually feels like Eureka 7 again. And surely a little bit of what Eureka 7 was is better than a load of the stuff out there.
I think it's kind of like, have you guys ever seen the live action series Scrubs?
Yes. It's like Scrubs after
It's
JD
kind
left.
of like season 9 of
Yeah,
Scrubs, because season 9 still named Scrubs completely different, and people hated it because of that.
But as a comedy, my friend Raj was talking to me about it, and he said, just watch it and don't think it's Scrubs. Don't think of JD existing. I actually kind of liked it. It was all right. It was
Yeah.
like it was
Yeah, it wasn't.
it was
that
like
bad.
American Green Wing that wasn't quite as good.
But at the same time, you do have to take something into account. When something has the title of something, it has to be judged against its other titles, like Uncharted 2 to Uncharted 3. A lot of people compare video games a lot of the time. to one another with that title, the brand name. And that's how we kind of figure out what's good and what's not good in the franchise when you compare and contrast. If you don't want it to be compared with something within its own title brand, then you name it something else. Silent Hill Downpour should have just been called Downpour if the creators didn't want it to be compared to Silent Hill 2.
Which I think is a major reason of why, like, AO is so incredibly hated upon.
Like it's I can understand the dislike of it, but it's the vitriolic despisal of it. And I think one of the reasons I don't quite get it though is I get that as a sequel it is, it does annoy because it doesn't do the sequel you want, but if you do stick with it, you do get some very Eureka 7-esque moments. You do see some people from Eureka 7. There is some stuff there that appeals to the fans. And the last episode is a tribute to the last episode of Eureka 7. The music and everything is just a massive tribute to the last episode of Eureka 7. And like I said, I would rather have a little bit of that soul that Eureka 7 had. Eureka 7 had this soul in it. You really felt it, and you get some of that. No, it's not as big as Eureka 7's one, but you get the littlest bit of that soul, and to me, that's far better than a lot of other things you can get.
I just wish the Ava rebuild would have that Ava soul. Jesus
Christ.
Christ.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't finished the Ava series yet, so I still am not to the level of hating 1 and 2. We have at least unanimously agreed that 3 was a complete and utter
it's not in Shinji's shoes.
Well, everybody's gonna be like, Shinji's shoes. It's all about
It's not in
Shinji's
Shinji's shoes. It's treated
perspective.
like a normal movie. There is dramatic irony. You can't pull that excuse on us.
Well, then another common argument that I hear, I'm curious what you guys think about this, but it's the fact that 3.0 is a deconstruction of the hero storyline, because 2.0 was a hero's tale. And so 3.0 is a deconstruction of that hero's tale, showing the consequences.
So by deconstructing it, they mean just instead of going along with the character progression they made in 1 and 2, just scrapping it back to the beginning so they can have a stupid plot line where it's basically Brokeback Mountain with pianos but not as interesting.
Yeah,
It's Brokeback Mountain with pianos but not as interesting, but it does have the neck blood explosion. If you don't know about neck blood explosion, watch my Hell Plus video.
The thing about deconstructions is that just because something's a deconstruction doesn't necessarily mean that it's good, because the story has to be complete with characters and all that kind of stuff. You can still deconstruct things and still have it be shite. Yes, a deconstruction can add a different kind of flavor to something. It can bring something original or new to the table, make something that was stale fresh. But it doesn't do much more than that unless it's saying something about the genre that it's talking about or about the cliches or tropes. And a lot of people, I think, are confused as to what a deconstruction is, and they have every right to be confused because a deconstruction is incredibly complicated.
So you have an example that Mikel often brings up, Madoka Magica. It is more of, I think the word subversion. In that it has some things that go against, I guess, the tropes, but then the rest of it really isn't. It's the same thing.
Madoka Magica isn't really a deconstruction, and that's the problem with Madoka Magica. It's not anti-magical girl. It's not anti-magical girl because the magical girls overcome the evil forces and like save the day with magical powers. And Kyubey isn't evil like a lot of people think that he is.
Yeah, I don't get the hate for Kyubey when he's saving the universe.
He even answers the questions that they ask.
Oh yeah. Every question they ask, he answers honestly. And there is a fantastic bit where literally she's just like, "Oh, you're just using us like chicken," and he just goes, "Fucking chicken and cow? You didn't give them a choice. We let you ask. We let you answer. We gave you weeks, and you said yes. Who's to fucking blame?"
I actually agree with QB 100% on that one. It's just like, yeah, you know what? He's got a point. He's got a point.
Yeah, like the thing is that, I mean, fucking Sayaka acted selfishly. Homura did something out of selfishness. All the magical girls actually, in a way, had some selfishness there. They're being punished.
Even for Mommy, I guess, like, even wanting to continue life is, in a weird way, kind of selfish.
Well, I guess, I mean, Mummy's one, and she says that she was sort of forced into it. It was kind of a son thing. And I think Mummy's one, it is more understandable, but the problem is that it would have worked better if Mummy's character was developed. She seemed
No,
really...
that's the problem, is that her character doesn't give us enough time to really, like, to really, really get down into her character's core and relate to her and sort of sympathize with her. It kind of just, you know what? I don't remember how it works out, but I think it's her backstory, and then like an episode later, if not even in the same episode, she dies.
It's
I can't remember.
you find out her backstory. You find out most of the stuff about her because episode 1 and 2, it's like meeting and getting to know the concept. Episode 3, they go into the zone, and she has most of her conversations with them then, and like she has all the stuff where suddenly it's like Madoka's just like, oh, I'll be your partner, and suddenly she's all like, oh, you won't be alone. It's like, well, clearly there was more stuff in your backstory before the whole death thing.
Well, yeah, no, that's the problem. It's just that the problem with Madoka is that, as opposed to something like Evangelion, is that Madoka is half the length of Evangelion. So, and that's really where the problem lies, because a lot of it is very much crammed into the episodes. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of plot points, a lot of character development that is just very much wedged in there because it kind of has to fill in the entire story. But I think the story actually entailed a longer run than what it originally got.
Well, an interesting idea though is like, does your shock value on a certain thing depend on your like, or at least belief in the characters? Because it's like, because everyone goes, oh, they were so shocked episode 3 of Madoka where things happens, but I wasn't shocked because I didn't give a shit.
That could have just been because it wasn't, dark before that, apart from maybe just like the complete opening part.
And the ending theme. The ending theme so gave it away. The ending theme so gave it away that it was going dark.
Well, I think that they changed the ending theme after the 3rd episode. So to the Itsuma.
The Blu-ray I was using the Blu-ray copies. It's 1 and 2, at least in the English Blu-ray, are Magia. It's the same.
I don't think it was like that for the TV version, but
really,
yeah, I think that there was another song that they wound up using. What I do have to say about that though is that the show was tonally dark throughout the entire thing, like leading up to episode 3.
No, it is dark, like in that way, but I think it was more because they weren't expecting someone to die in the first thing, that kind of dark. In that,
I just didn't care for her enough at this point.
Yeah, I didn't either.
It's because they pulled the tragic backstory thing, like just the second before things went down. And I know people are going to call me a hypocrite because they do that with the Oracle and Future Diaries, and that is true. That is a huge criticism. I do still like her because she does get some. At least the Oracle and Future Diaries gets a whole 2 episodes after the tragic shit goes down, whilst fucking on I know, but at least compared to Madoka, which
try using something else besides Future Diary to defend it, because it's
no. I'm saying what I'm saying here. That I'm not trying to defend this here. I'm trying to say that it is actually a bit of a cheap.
Yeah,
shot.
well, it's also. I mean, Future Diary is terrible with that. We're like
ultimate. My favorite ultimate cheap shot of all time, right? Shingeki no Kyojin. Favorite because it's so terrible. It is. So Eren just gets eaten and dies, and it's wonderful because a guy I hate died, and I was hoping he wouldn't be coming back. But then afterwards, they try and make me feel for this bastard by just suddenly going to Mikasa, is it his girlfriend, sister, waifu, whatever the fuck it is. And she's just suddenly going, like after having no character, she's just suddenly going, I love Eren forever and we'll be together. And then it's just like, wow. Now you bring that up?
Well,
thanks, show.
I personally don't hate Shingeki no Kyojin, but I hate what it represents to a lot of the anime community, and I hate the fact that it had so much potential to be so much more.
Oh man. It could have been so much more.
I don't think it's great either. I think it's like extremely average. It is the definition of average.
Well, yeah, no, for me it gets like a 6. So,
I think my hatred
it's
for it
slightly above average. It's slightly above average for me.
My hatred for it comes from just partially what it could have been, and also what it became to the community.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying.
We start the community was celebrating poor writing, and there is nothing more tragic because it was the same community who wouldn't stop bashing on Akuna Hana, and it to me celebrates the idea that apparently writing means nothing to us because Akane Hana's writing is beautiful.
I
and
know a lot of
dramatic, and
people
it's
were
all
saying
about
that they
tension.
liked the manga of Akuno Hana, and they hated like the anime adaptation. Are they different? Before I continue this, but like, are they different?
The plot-wise, exactly the same in terms of how they do pacing, in terms of how they do different things. It's a different style. The manga is more in okay. The manga gets to things faster, and the point is that it gets through the plot, so you see this guy's development quickly, right? The anime does everything in its book to build tension and make you scared for the guy. In that, it's more effective. It's just you don't get through the plot quickly. And people don't like that. People don't like having to wait for their plot. People want to get to the great.
That's
the
an
thing
odd
about it
thing
is that
because then
everything
a
that
whole
happens
bunch
in
of
the plot is
people like
interesting.
Shingeki no Kyojin, and that's slow as hell.
Well, no, actually, like it's lightning fast at first, and then it becomes slow as hell. So,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's lightning fast
Akane
at
Hana-
first,
I-
but then
Aka-
throughout most of
yeah.
the series, it's going nowhere a lot of the time.
But also, don't forget as well that every single person who immediately dismissed and complained about Akane Hana did just say, "I don't like the rotoscoping," and just didn't explain themselves.
I personally think some of the scenes of Akuno Hana look absolutely stunning with rotoscoping, and I think we should be championing experimental works like that and experimental styles, because otherwise the industry is just going to keep being stale, and it's already pretty stale.
Yeah, no, we need to be experimental. I did a reply video to a GigUp video about anime going mainstream a while ago, and I did say that we need to start celebrating experimental ideas, or we're dying, or the anime community will just it won't die out, but will die in terms of what its soul is, because that love for the weird and the obscure and the experimental and trying things differently, it will be gone.
Any final words, guys?
Ghost Hunt!
Ghost Hunt!
Watch Vampainter, it's fucking awesome.
Actually, do yeah. Watch
Oh
Vampainter,
my
then
God.
watch the spiritual
really should.
successor, Time
Reaper. Time Reaper. Fucking how can you forget Time Reaper? Jesus Christ.
Because I had
Darcy.
Vampainter stuck in my head, and whenever I thought
That
of
is
Time
true.
Reaper, I'm just like, Vampainter? Anyway, you should watch that. I've been Darcy from AnimeArchived.
You still are, and you still will be.
No, I've been.
You're not dying.
I am dying. Save.
And I am Michael from GoatJesus, the channel that is me.
It's just
And
like cheese.
I'm out of a job now. I'm out of a job now because Darcy's apparently dead.